Hello, my name is ScienceBeard, and today I'm talking about a column written by Trevor Kavanagh in the Sun newspaper. Occasionally I love reading the Sun and the Express because they are either so transparent or utterly incompetent at making their point that it is actually quite good fun to, well, make fun of them. As usual, I will look at what they've written and check it against other likely sources. And because I got told off for not doing my research properly, I've linked all the things in the description below. So, Trevor Kavanagh says Boris Johnson has his mojo back. What did he do with his mojo? On second thoughts, I don't want to know. Did he use his mojo to lead us through the pandemic? Did he discipline his buddy Dominic? Did he do anything useful? TK doesn't say. But what he did do was to cut off foreign aid. Yes, those people lording it over us in Ethiopia, Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Syria have had it too good for far too long. What else did he do? He bashed some alleged anarchists for statue toppling. So how many statues have been toppled? I actually got some heat for this in my Hitchens video because I didn't say one, because I thought if another one goes, that would age really badly. So now I'm throwing caution to the wind. The answer is 60. Yes, 60. Hang on. 60 statues are on a list. They're on a list, people, but we know of that one, don't we? Bloody anarchists. The Metro newspaper will tell me what's what. Years of debate over whether the city should be commemorating Edward Colston, the 17th century figure, were abruptly pushed back into the limelight when demonstrators sent his likeness crashing to the ground amid a global uprising against racism on Sunday. Thank you, Faye Brown, because that's what anarchists are like. They debate for years, and when they aren't heard, they immediately, after some years, take to the streets and topple the nearest statue of a slave owner and trader. And what Boris has shown is that he is sympathetic to the anger of many people that white slave owners are still bizarrely revered and their likeness displayed without comment. I'm joking, of course he isn't. Some of Boris Johnson's classics include racial slurs and stereotypes. And this, though, is the thing. Winston Churchill, who is probably Boris's greatest hero, was a racist. So I'm not surprised. Let people tell you who they are and believe them. So, not the pandemic and saving British lives, but there's something that Boris will fight to the death, apparently. And that is the threat, not even the removal, but the threat of maybe thinking about editing statues. Think about it this way. Winston Churchill led the country through the Second World War, gave brilliant speeches, and was an avowed racist. Don't take my word for it. Here's your favorite liberal rag, the Sun. So, is it factual to call him a racist? As was reported in the Sun, he thought that the Aryan stock was bound to triumph. No, hang on, that was Hitler? No, it says Churchill here. Back to TK. Action Boris. He can fire people who have embarrassed him, a bit like Trump. He has a bromance with Emmanuel Macron, a bit like Trump? Well, apparently his bromance leads to better terms than the Brexit deal. Except no, it can't, because Barnier is negotiating and he was just told to stick to his guns by the EU Parliament. And yes, for this story, I'm going to the... Can you guess it? Can you guess it? The Express. Yes, you didn't expect that, did you? Read the headline, stay for the tagline. Yes, the EU Parliament has indeed voted to not give in. You can cry unfair all you like. Them's the apples. Here's a quote. A resolution calling for Euro politicians to reject any free trade agreement between the European Union and Britain if it doesn't contain robust level playing field guarantees and a satisfactory agreement on fisheries won a huge majority today. The EU will not agree to a deal at any cost, it adds. The report was backed by 572 MEPs with just 34 rejections and 91 abstentions. And here's why. If the EU accepted a free trade deal with major concessions, other countries would go, hang on, we want that. And in fact, member states would say, and want the same. This is still part of the delusion that with the UK having left, the EU is finished. It was finished a million times if you read the Express. Phil Woodhouse, over on A Different Bias, has a brilliant video on this, which I will link. Watching his video, I was like, Yes, it's easy to understand. Why can't they? It's bizarre. And then TK goes on about how Tory MPs who are also Remainers are plotting a coup. Highly undemocratic, of course. How did they get into Parliament? Boris Johnson has now been elected PM for life, right? TK, despite his reverence for Boris, does recognize that the government's treatment of the pandemic is damning, although I'm not sure he doesn't privately think it doesn't actually exist or people should not pay attention to it. He is just ambiguous enough here to keep that COVID-doubting aura, and then he finishes off his opinion with the usual assertion that they are not just plans, but they are good plans. Sure, whatever. His prediction about a Labour revival may be on the money, though, after the Momentum cluster party around Rebecca Long Bailey. So, why do I bother? Because bias. Bias is your friend. Those who talk carelessly, openly, frankly about their thoughts in their safe spaces show you who they are. Believe them. In addition, it's nice to test your pet theories against the best arguments the other side have. Paraphrasing John Stuart Mill in his book On Liberty, you don't really understand your own position unless you understand the opposing position. Thanks for watching. See you later.